Hello, I'm J Dent. I'm in my library and I'm going to be looking at the translations of poet, novelist and performance poet Jeremy Reed. Now, Jeremy Reed has written an awful lot of books, novels, a lot of poetry and a lot of non-fiction, but also another area of his expertise is in translations. Now, the first book here, Delirium, is an interpretation of the works of Arthur Rimbaud. It's also a biography of Rimbaud. Probably should have included it in the biography section, but the reason I've left it here for the translation is because at the end of this book, at the back, there are quite a few translations into English of Arthur Rimbaud's poems, and they are from my opinion, they're the best translations available currently of Rimbaud's poetry. It's a shame really that Jeremy Reed hasn't the time to translate more of them, because they are good. Anyway, that's a very good collection. The next one is, as you can see, Hymns to the Night by Novelist, translated by Jeremy Reed and with an introduction on Novelist by David Gascoigne, another very underrated UK poet. Anyway, that's Hymns to the Night. Right, now this is, as you can see, On Entering the Sea, the erotic and other poetry of Nizar Qurbani. In this collection there are several poems by Jeremy Reed translated into English, but there are also some poems translated by other people as well. For a period of his career, Jeremy Reed was translating Arabian and Middle Eastern literature, and this is where The Sheltered Quarter, A Tale of Boyhood in Mecca. Hamza Boghari wrote this, and this is translated by Olive Kenny and Jeremy Reed, and is a very moving, powerful story. The next one, All That's Left to You. This is Ghassan Kanafani's novella, and there are a few short stories in here as well. And again, it's an interesting tale, definitely. This is my favourite, though, I would say, out of all of them. Prairies of Fever by Ibrahim Nasrallah, and again, this is almost like a novel by Samuel Beckett. So if you can imagine an Arabian version or a Middle Eastern version of a Samuel Beckett novel, like Company, or one of his three novels, The Unnamable, or Malloy or Malone Dies. It's something along those lines. It's a very good translation. Very good. This one, very pleased to get this. Jean Genet's Complete Poems, translated by Jeremy Reed and George Messo, and it was George Messo who very kindly sent me this edition, a copy of it, so that I would actually have this, because and I'm so grateful for him for doing that. It is actually the best translation of Jean Genet's poems, and the complete ones as well, so it's got everything in it. If I can just have a look at the contents page for you. Okay, you got The Man Condemned to Death, Funeral March, The Galley, The Parade, A Love Song, and The Fisherman of Suquet. Very famous one, that. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and Jeremy Reed and George Messo have done a really good job of translating them into English. This is fantastic stuff. This is, if you want Jean Cocteau, if you want to read Jean Cocteau's poetry, this is probably the place to start. It's Tempest of Stars. It's a selected poems translated by Jeremy Reed with drawings by David Austin. Not intending to infringe copyright here, just want to show you the kind of art we're looking at. Very good. Poems are wonderful. Poems are great, and Jeremy Reed has done a really good job of bringing Jean Cocteau to us. You get the nuances of Cocteau in that, and they're wonderful poems. And then finally, probably my all-time favourite, well, as much a favourite as the Jenna poems. This is Eugenia Montana's The Coast Guard's House. So these are the this one was Poetry Book Society Translation Award winner as well. So these are English versions. There are some English versions of Montana's poems translated by Jeremy Reed in the selected poems published by Penguin, but for my mind these ones in here, they are better. This is a very, very good collection, and again, as with Cocteau, if you want an introduction to Montana's poems, then this is the one to read. It's a very, very wonderful book. And that's my Jeremy Reed's translations, the collection I have in my library.